So this is, it says my submission 3. So if I go and look for, like I said, it looks a little different on yours than it does mine because I have the instructor side. Do you have this right here on your when you log into MindTap? You have this little sidebar.
Yes, sir. I think I did.
Okay, so if you go over to Sam and you pull up your projects that you've done, you should be
I
able to.
don't remember. I don't remember Sam on there, but I remember his stuff on to the side.
Your project should be listed. When you pull it up, you should be able to see your. See, I don't see it on mine because, like I said, I have the instructor side. But in here, you should be able to see the report. When you come here, when you start it again, you should be able to pull the report down.
Okay, I get to do it again.
Yeah, you get 3 submissions. So the first one that you submit, you figure out what you've done wrong, and then you correct. Like I said, there should be a report that pops up when you get through submitting it. So, like for instance, let me show you. Hold on, it took me back here. All right, so this was the hand washing. If you click open and submit, once you submit it, you should see this, and then you should see a grading summary report and a study guide. I think it's the study guide. If you click on it, you can download the assignment. Well, you download your report. Well, no, that's it's not the right one. Hold on. It's going to be the graded summary. Okay, so it's the graded summary that you'll need to download. So what you'll do is download it, click on it, and it shows you exactly what you've missed on your assignment. But just remember, so it's modules 1 and 2. All right, that's the exam. I don't want to do the exam. If you go back here and click on module 1, it's probably going to show you under here what you've done. Just make sure that you're following these instructions when you click on the reading material. Make sure that you're doing these points exactly the way they're telling you to do it in the book. So I'm going to skip on over here. When you're typing this stuff, it's got to be exactly like they're telling you to do it. The formatting has to be right. The color has to be right. So if you're following these steps, then your flyer should turn out correct. And when you submit it, it should give you. I mean, you may miss a few things, but I mean, it should give you close to passing if you follow these instructions. And like I said, a lot of times when you're going through this, it's going to be the numbers. There's these little yellow number or orange numbers here. These are the steps that you're following to create that flyer. So you have to follow these steps here. So there's other reading material here, but you've got to follow these little orange steps. Those are the steps that you're doing to create that flyer. And so yours should look just like this in your book because I'm pulling. I mean, this is the same as what you're seeing in the assignments. Now, the difference in the other assignment, and this is what I wanted to show you guys last week, the difference in the other assignment is creating the hold on. It's the flyer. Let me close this out. Okay. Where is it then? Okay. So the next one, which is the end of module project, it's a little different. Well, it said I logged data mine tab, so hold on. All right, so the difference in the end of module 1 is you don't have reading material on this one. You have an instruction file, and then you have a starter file, and then you have the picture that it wants you to do. So the instruction file looks just like this, and so with this, since you went through the book, it teaches you how to create the flyer from scratch. So that's when you download that first file in the textbook one, there's nothing in that document because you have to create it from scratch. So with this assignment, the file is already created for you. So if you open the file up, you'll see that there's information already here in the file. And so what you'll do is you'll follow these instructions here on how to format or what formatting it wants you to do. But in order to do the second assignment, you'll need to complete the first one because you're not really going to have a clue on how to create this assignment here or how to make the changes to it. So you'll just make changes to this second assignment. And again, once you complete it and you click next, you need to make sure that the name of this file that you're working with matches this right here where I have highlighted, or it will not allow you to submit the assignment. And that goes with both of those assignments. Once you kind of get the hang of these assignments, because these two first assignments are kind of going to be a trial run for you, because I mean this is the way the assignments will be submitted after. This every assignment from here on out will be just like this. Especially when we move on to PowerPoint, which that's what this week is. But as far as your assignments being late and everything, I don't know if you remember I told you guys that I'm not going to count off for late assignments until the end of the semester. And when I go to turn in grades and stuff, if you haven't completed it, then that'll count against you. You'll get a 0 for it. But so if you're behind, it's okay. Just try to get caught up. But you have all of the semester to do the assignments. I'm not counting off on if you haven't submitted those assignments yet. So just do your best and get caught up, because I know the first 3 or 4 weeks is always hectic for students, especially those that have not gotten the book and have not, you're waiting on financial aid and stuff. So I understand that. So that's why I kind of do it the way, because, I do have a few people that do get behind, but hopefully you guys will get caught up and continue to work on your assignments. Ashley, did that answer your question?
Yes, sir, it did. Thank you.
Okay. Just want to make sure. And Kelly, you're okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now again, let me know if you're having problems with some of the assignments or there's something that you can't do. But just remember, if you're doing these steps from the book, I promise you, if you complete those steps, step by step in this book, and you follow those, and so let me just say this: with this first assignment, there are a few, like first 4 or 5 pages that's just kind of covering some of the material. So it's not until I think page 5 or so, maybe even further on in, before this assignment kind of starts. But it's kind of like right here. This is kind of where it's wanting you to start, because it has you change the margin and layouts, or at least look and see what you're kind of doing, where the cursor's at. So just keep on going. And like I said, this is 5A. This is where your first step is. So step 1 is wash your hands with an exclamation point. So once you type that, it'll tell you make a couple more changes. You'll hit enter, and you'll see the blank space. So you move on to the next page. So it's going to have you make little changes and stuff to some of the viewing tabs, some of the picture or your screen for the document. It's just getting you familiar with Microsoft Word. So then you'll turn on that Show Hide button, which shows you where you've hit the enter key and where your spaces are. So that's just a feature that it's just showing you how to turn that on. and you're able to see where your spaces are. And you just keep following those steps page by page. It's going to have you add more content to the flyer. So this is the next paragraph that it wants you to add. Again, follow these steps here. Is all right? Does that help everybody? Kind of help you clear up a little bit more of what we're doing. Okay, and like I said, the second project, which is it's another flyer that you're going to create. It's already done for you. You're just going to edit it. Once you edit it, then you're going to move on to Word chapter or Word module 2, I think it is, and you're just creating a research paper. So you're not going to do any kind of flyer or anything. You're just creating a research paper and typing. There are a couple little issues. Well, I won't say issues. There are a couple of things that it has you do. Just let me know if you have problems with that, because it wants you to make sure you add a work site for the document that you're doing. But just follow the steps. If you follow those steps, then you shouldn't have any issues. Well, I mean, it's like I said, you just got to practice with going through these steps on creating these assignments. And so once you do these assignments, then you become more familiar with the application. All right, does anybody got anything else you need to ask me? And again, if once we end this, you can always reach out to me and ask me questions if you have any questions. And I'm recording this. I'm doing a screen record. Again, I'll put this on YouTube and put it in the announcement so you guys can go back and view it if you need to. All right, you guys have a good week, and if you need anything, please reach out to me, okay?
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, you too.